Welcome everyone. Here's Corey from the Empathic Way Europe team, and I'm here in behalf of the Time for Empathy Week. And today I'm going to introduce you, or she's going to introduce herself a bit, is with Lilian. I'm here with Lilian. So welcome, Lilian. And thank you so much for for the offer you propose for Time for Empathy Week. I already spread it out. It's about violence and social change. And it will be on Saturday at the 12th of March from 6:15. So there will be a session with Lilian. And I would love to hear about what brought you to NVC and why do you why did you stick to it, and what are you sharing? What is your main, what is the main thing that is touching your heart and that you want to share with the world and with everyone? Yes.
Thank you, Corey, for this interview. I'm Lilian, as you already introduced. I came in contact with MVC in 2016 when I had a 3-day training during a formation program I attended. And my first experience of MVC was really interesting because I found MVC as something that offers practical principles to put love into practice. Because as a Christian, we emphasize love your neighbor as yourself. And there are some practical things to do to show love to people. But at the same time, it wasn't really easy, but with the principles of MVC, I find them as practical tools that one can really use to engage in expressing love, not just to one's neighbor, but also to oneself. So for me, it was like, yes, this is the achievement, this principle I have been looking for. And through that, I decided really to inquire deeper on what NVC is all about, because I found it something that would be helpful to me and also which I would like to share with others. So when I had the opportunity of coming over to Europe for my master's program, because I studied theology as my first degree, and I needed to do a master's still in the same field, I thought of researching on NVC, how it could contribute to peace, because in Catholic Church, there is a Catholic social teaching on peace. And I really found NVC as something that can contribute to the Catholic social teachings on peace and non-violence. So in regards to that, I chose to reflect on how NVC could respond to the violent conflicts in Nigeria. So that was how I also took it to the doctoral level, and that is what I'm researching on now. And in my research, I'm discovering that nonviolent communication can enrich Catholic social teachings and also enhance peace in Nigeria. And one thing that is outstanding about Marshall Rosenberg's perspective is that other peace activists or other people reflecting on peace, maybe they focus on inequality, ethnicity, and so on. But Rosenberg's approach is unique because he focuses it on communication. Because our life as human beings is all about communication, the way we interact with ourselves and the way we interact with one another. As a result, I also discovered that communication, because we really learned violent communication, it has really contributed a lot to the violence we have in our society today. And many people are not aware of this. They feel the way we communicate is just normal, but at the same time, there's a lot of conflict arising from communication. So I also found out that Marsha Rosenberg can bring social change in this aspect of communication, the way we relate with one another, and also contribute to the social structure, the different organizations where we found ourselves, because there are a lot of violence rooted in them that are being perpetrated by culture. And that culture is a way of life of the people. And people see culture as some people see culture as something that is static, but culture in the real sense is dynamic, it changes, and some people get fixated. It is our culture, and even when they see opportunity to bring change in certain cultural suppositions that are used to perpetrate direct and the structural violence, they just don't really want to change it because they see it as culture. So consequently, I decided to examine Gatung because he really pointed out how culture is used to promote direct and structural violence. So I really want to use it to create the awareness that some of the things we say, oh, is our culture, they are not really culture. It's people's lived experience that worked for them during their time. And in our own time, we need to find out what works for us. And that means focusing on people's needs. And that brings us to really living in the present instead of continuous focus on the past. That is not life enriching. So in that case, I found Marsha Rosenberg's nonviolent communication having the potential to bring social change. And when we talk of social change, what do we want to change? So I found it important to really look at these elements that exist and how they operate in our social structure.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really nourishing my heart to listen to you and to, I come from peace research, so peace and conflict research. So for me, it's really like yes, like a big yes. So this is also what brought me to nonviolent communication, was out of peace studies. Yes, so it's also seeing culture as a dynamic process, something we experience and live and can also create. It's like our decision how we form and create culture. Yeah, so yeah. And your topic would be violence and social change. So what is going to happen? Can you just give a short insight what you're planning to do with, or what your workshop will be about, so that people can get curious and register already?
Yeah, what
Yes.
I'm going to do is to first of all look at what violence is and how it is understood from the perspective of Gatung, how he exposed how direct and structural violence is promoted with culture, and also how religion contributes to it, because religion on its own is a culture. So I will also look at how Rosenberg conceived violence, because he looks at violence from the perspective of our day-to-day interaction, looking at moralistic judgments, making comparison, making demands, and also denying responsibility, which is very present in social structures, that even when people perpetrate violence, they tell you, oh, it's superior's order. It's that way, we can't change it. So I will first of all look at this just to really create that awareness, how violence is perpetrated in the various structures we found ourselves. Then after that, I will look at Rosenberg's concept of social change, how it begins from the individual, especially me that is speaking with you. How can I change the way I communicate with myself, the way I perceive myself, and also the way I perceive and communicate with the other? So from there, first of all, also let people know that social change begins from me. And when I'm able to create that paradigm within me, I can share it with others. And from there, I'm also going to discuss how education can contribute, transforming our educational system can contribute to social change.
Thank you. So yeah, there's some hand in the background. My son is there, just moving in. Yeah, thank you so much. So I guess, yeah, I'm very curious already about what's going to happen, and yeah, to get more insight and also to participate in your workshop. And everyone who wants to participate and be part of this experience with Lilian, learning about violence and social change, and yeah, in a very way that it's starting with ourselves. You can register. I will post a link above below somewhere around this video. Yeah, if you register, you will get all the information and the link to join. On, I will say it again, Saturday, the 12th of March, 6:15. Thank you so much, Lilian, for your sharing and for your being here.
Thanks, Corey, for giving me the opportunity to express what I want to offer. I really feel blessed and yeah, privileged with this opportunity.
Thank you.